Hello, welcome to WORTHYBET Football Predictions channel. This is a channel that deals with football betting from all the leagues all over the world. Today, I'll be treating how to bet on football. How to bet on football. How to bet on football is a very huge topic because it covers a lot of things. You have to consider so many things like the statistics, the teams you need to play with, the forms, and where they reside on the table. But in this video, I want you to watch to the end because at the end, I will reveal the biggest secrets that the bookmakers don't want you to know and how to always win bets. Winning bet is very, very important because you use your hand-earned money to place bets. And like the belief that they say, use your spend money to bet. But my own belief is I work hard for my money. So any bet I'm going to place on must be a real bet that must build me profit. I must not lose my money. That's most important. Now, the question I need to ask you now is, are you tired of losing money on bets? Definitely, most people say, like the statistics, they say like 95% of people lose money on football betting. 95% of people lose money. It's only the 5% that are smart, that always make money on it. And there are so many companies, or let's say brands, that allow people to stake via them. They pay them, and at the end of like 6 months they will get back their profit back, and it's a good form of money. At least is that a business, like you never lose your money, though the interest might be small, but notwithstanding, profit is profit at the end of the day. Now in this video, I will be sharing you the strategies that will always make you to win your bet. Because winning bet is not just going on to a betting bookmaker and start picking odds of maybe 1.20 and 1.30, all those small odds that will guarantee profits. No, there are so many things that I need to know. So in this video, I'll be sharing like 6 strategies with you on how to pick a better team, or let's say the best of teams that will always guarantee profit for you on the long run when you place your bet. Now, the first one we'll be treating is the strategy number 1 is, when you are placing a bet, you should check the kind of team you are placing on. Normally, the popular leagues are English Premier League, Spain La Liga, Germany Bundesliga, French League, that's the Ligue 1 league, and the Italian league, which is the Serie A league. Many people will tell you that you should stick to those leagues because the risk of match fixing is very, very low there. Yeah, they always say that. But notwithstanding, you still have to be very calculative before you pick a team to win on sports betting. So the very first strategy we'll be considering is always check the team you're going to place bet on. Now, consider teams that are on the table that are from 1 to 4. Secondly, make sure they are in good forms. How do you check forms? Okay, if you look at the screen now, you see I'm on let me take it to Premier League so that it will serve as an example for us. If you don't know this application, the name is called flashscore application, where you can do analysis, check a lot of things, check the forms, check the table, their home wins, the percentage of their home wins, the percentage of their away wins, all those things and forms. But for the very example, on when you are checking the forms, let's go to the Premier League so I will see how it goes there. So this is the Premier League here, English Premier League. I'm seeing English Premier League here while it's loading. You see this, this is what the table looks like for the session 2022 to 2023. Now this is the standing. Arsenal is topping the table with 21 points. They've all played 8 games, though some still have a standing, like this Brighton, Chelsea, Manchester United. They have a standing that they need to play. Now this is how the table looks like. If you look at it, Arsenal, Man City, Tottenham, and Brighton, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, and those are the places that will go for Champions League. Then the 5th one, Europa League. Now, if you look at it, form of the table, you see Arsenal is topping, Man City is 2nd, Tottenham is 3rd, and Brighton is 4th. So, well, let's now go to the form. When I click on the form here, you see the form here. The team that has the best form is Man City now. After their 5 games, they scored 20 goals, they considered 6, and they're on 13 points, followed by Arsenal, who have 12 points, Manchester United 12 points, and Tottenham 10 points. So when you are considering a team to pick based on forms, you know, the best teams to pick are Man City, Arsenal, Manchester United and Tottenham. Although Manchester United just lost 6-3 to Man City, because let's say Man City is superior to them, that one matters too. So when you are picking games for future bets, look at the teams here. Manchester City is very, very important here because they are in best of forms. If I click on Manchester City like this, it will show the matches that they placed recently. And while it's loading, if you look at the matches that they've played, if you can see it, the moment they have there is like a draw, and the last time they lost was when they had a match to play with Liverpool, which they lost. That's the Community Shield. But based on the leagues, the friendlies, everything that they have been playing, they've not lost. And if you look at this now, Man City is a very good team to pick when you are considering a team to bet on. Now let's go at the second team here is Arsenal. When you look at Arsenal here, we look at all the games that Arsenal have played to. You see them, they lost to Manchester United because they were playing with a bigger team as well. But if you look at their form, they have been doing very, very well. So whenever match they have next, you should know that they should be able to do well. So Manchester United too, they are doing well. Now, if you want to know the next match that Man City has, if you just come back to fixtures here, when I click on the fixtures here, you see that Man City is playing Southampton. So if I open it, you see the odds on how it's being played. You see the odds that they are giving. Man City is giving 1.12, while Southampton is giving 19.0. So if you look at the standing here, Man City is second on the table, while Southampton is on number 16 on the table. So if you click on the form, you see that Man City is on 13, has 13 from the last 5 games, and Southampton just have 3 points. So you see now there is a big difference there. Now another thing you need to check is the number of goals that they score. If you can see now 20 goals, that means Man City knows how to score goals. They have good strikers, that the Haaland that is stopping the score charts, is leading the goals there, so he's banking in goals. So always consider teams that know that they can create chances that will lead to goals. That's most important. And if you look at Southampton here, they only scored 3 goals in the last 5 matches and they conceded 6. So they don't hardly concede, but they don't know how to score. So that's a very good option to pick. And whenever you are picking teams against people that you think should win, always consider teams that don't really know how to score goals. For example, now if you are picking a team like Fulham now, like if you look at Fulham now, Fulham has they scored 8 and they considered 11. That means that they know how to score goals. Or any team that has an average of 10 goals in their last 5 matches, they know how to score goals. So after seeing the forms of this Manchester City and Southampton, you now go to head-to-head. Head-to-head is very, very important in football because there are some teams, no matter the form they are on, if a certain team plays with them, they might not win that match. It's very, very important. And the form, the head-to-head is so important in such a way that there's some rivalry that happens when they are playing matches that you can't beat me no matter how. Even if I'm not doing well, it's very hard for you. So when you come here, let's check the head-to-head. Look at this now. Latest matches for Man City, they will show you like their last 5 matches. Southampton, they showed you their Southampton last 5 matches for Southampton. So if you come to head-to-head here, you'll see that when they played their last 5 matches that they have head-to-head, Man City won 3 times and they drew 2 times. So it's a very good option when you say 3/5. They won 3 out of 5. So that is a good start. Now, Man City is playing at home. Let's check their head-to-head based on home. If you look at home, the last time they played 0-0. Man City won the remaining. So we could say that's 4/5 of their head-to-head. So it's a very good match for Man City to win. So if you place your money on Man City, it's a good bet for you. And that's the first strategy. Now, the second strategy you need to consider when you are picking teams is we'll still be using Premier League as a reference for this. Another thing you need to consider when you are picking teams is how motivated are the teams that you want to pick. For example, now there are some teams that they know that they can't win the Premier League. there are some teams that are aspiring that they might actually win it. You understand? Always focus on teams that know they have the zeal to always win. They play for winning every time. They always win. They have that zeal. They have that prospect that they need to win the Premier League. For example, now let me give you an example here. There are some teams that they just believe that if they have the top four, if they're on the top four, so they'll be able to qualify for Champions League, they are very okay with it. They don't have any problem with that. You understand? But there are some teams that, like for example, now Man City is always wanting to win the Premier League. So it's a very good team to always be picking to win. But always consider that form is very, very important. Always check what the teams are playing for. Are they motivated for the games? There are some teams that are very, very okay with draw. They don't care. If once they draw, at least they wouldn't lose. You understand? So, and from what I'm seeing, from the experience that I've gotten, we have Man City is always wanting to win the league. Liverpool is a big contender. Chelsea also want to. Arsenal also want to. So, Premier League is a very competitive league to pick when you are picking all those teams to win. And the third strategy which I'll be sharing is if there is a problem of injury on a particular team, assuming for now, let me give an example of Manchester City now. We know they are full of world-class players, and the only team that is banging, the only player that is banging a lot of goals now, scoring a lot of goals now, let's check the top scorer. I say Haaland now has 14 goals. You understand? Followed by Kane, Mitrovic of Fulham. So Haaland is a very important player for Man City. So when you are considering a team to pick, I wouldn't wish Man City bad luck for now, but if Haaland gets injured, though they have the likes of De Bruyne, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva that can score, but notwithstanding, if you are considering another team to play on, if their main striker is injured, you should be skeptical on picking them, because that's the only person that can score goals, that can convert all the chances that they have. So you should always take cognizance of, if important player of a team is injured, you should probably skip that match or just let it go, just let it pass, and look for another team in which the first 11 are very okay, so that any chances that they create will always lead to goals. The number 4 strategy that I'll be sharing now is always, when you are placing your bet, always consider top leagues. Top leagues are, like I said, English Premier League is a top league. Spanish La Liga is a top. Spanish La Liga is a top league. French Ligue 1 is a top league. Those are big leagues in which they have big players. They spend a lot of money in recruiting players that will give them glory. So always consider this kind of teams to pick when you are betting on games. German Bundesliga too is there. They have a lot of big signs there, like the Bayern Munich. They have good players there that they can actually bring success to whatever. So when you are picking leagues, always be very careful. Don't go to all those small leagues where match fixing could be available, because if a top team from England, Spain, Germany, France, Netherlands and co, if a top team does anything stupid about match fixing, they can be relegated to the, like, maybe level 3 or something. So they wouldn't want such, and even those people that invest in that club wouldn't want such as something to happen. So it's very hard for you to lose your bet when you are playing on first league. From the flash score here, you will see that there's a favorite competition here. All these leagues that I've chosen here, there are leagues that I think they are big leagues, they are main leagues. So whenever I'm doing my analysis, I always check their main leagues, so that you get the best of teams, and so that you don't lose your money whenever you bet on football. And the next strategy that I'll be discussing now is when you are placing your bet, always watch the hot movement. By the way, if you are enjoying what I'm teaching you concerning sport betting, please smash the like button, subscribe, and share our video so that we reach a wider audience. Who knows, might be helping somebody. It's very, very important you do that because it will help us, it will motivate us to do brilliant videos next time on this very channel. And another thing I will be considering now is what we call dropping hot, what we call dropping hot. And I will choose, there's an app that is called SofaScore. When you say SofaScore, for example, when you load your SofaScore, you go to a space here. If you just follow my lead, you see a lot of, like, okay, let's say you have search, live score, buzzer feed, we have dropping hot. Dropping hot happens in such a way, like people are very, very smart when they are picking dropping hot, because sometimes, I'll give you a very big example now. For example, look at this Peru Primera Division Clausura, where you have Ayacucho and Sporting Cristal. If you look at it, Sporting Cristal here initially was giving hot of 1.62, and it dropped while it increased to 2.05. If you are trying to play a certain team and bet on the certain team, and the odds significantly dropped to a bigger odds, you should be very, very careful of such, because there are some informations that you might not have access to. It could be maybe one of their top players just got injured. Top players like that can finish their chances. Maybe the highest goal scorer of that team gets injured. Sometimes they drop the odds and the odds becomes bigger. And if you see this kind of scenario, always be careful of such, because at the end of the day, the team might not actually win and they might even lose the game. So whenever you see a large significant drop on odds, it's better you let that particular selection pass, because I tell you, money is very, very important. We work hard for our money. And like I said earlier, people will say always bet with spend money. But me, I don't believe in always betting with spend money. I believe we work hard for our money. Every cent matters. You understand? So whenever you are skeptical of such much or see this condition of dropping horse, just let it go. You understand? There are always another things to pick. So always consider all these things. For example, let me give you another option of dropping horse now. Look at this Bolivia Division Professional Clausura. We have Oriente Petrolero that has initial hold of 1.30. It increased to 1.45. Who knows what have happened? So we are skeptical of this. Always let it go. Now, the next strategies I'll be sharing again is whenever you want to bet on very important matches, always consider the injury list of a particular team. For example, let me take you to Premier League here so that we'll see how it is. The reason why I'm considering Premier League is one of the most watched leagues in the world, and it's very, very popular, and they have huge, large fan base. So that's why I'm considering. For example, let's go to Premier League here. When you see the Premier League here, let's see the matches that they'll be having next weekend. For example, now let's see. I want to look at the team that has injury issue. Okay, let's consider Southampton and Manchester City. Where it goes down, so the matches will come the next 3 days. If you come to this side, you'll be able to see a lot about statistics, everything, how it is going to be, and then it will guide you on the players to pick. For example, the feature players, these are the top players the teams have. Like Haaland now, it has a rating of 10. Aribo has a rating of 7.8. So you need to consider all those things. They are very, very important, so that you know what you're going over with. So if I click on Manchester City here, it will give me the matches that they have, the standings, and the most important thing here is the squad. when you come to the squad now, you see the forward, the defender, the goalkeeper. They give you the list of the players that are there, and then see the top players here too. We have the average score rating for the way they are performing. Look at Ruben Dias 8.0, Wow, João Cancelo 8.0, Sergio Gomez 7.90, the goal scorers, all those things. Those are the top players that we have there. So if you like to check their statistics too on how they do well, you can always check them too. So that's it about that one. Now I know you'll be waiting for the biggest tips that I need to share here that the bookmarkers wouldn't want you to know. In earlier the video, I promised that I will share the biggest secret that the bookmarkers don't want you to know. Whenever you are placing, now I would like us to go back to flashcard where we initially started using all these things. Well, I'm back to flashcard here. At the end of the day, when you have mistakes, all the recommendations, everything, check the players, check everything that you need to be successful with the teams you are going to pick for this sports betting. The best way to always place your bet is this. You know, there are some situations where there will be upsetting matches. Big teams that are in good forms, they would always want to win their matches. While there are some scenarios in which winning their matches will be a very big task for them. And assuming they are playing with a very small team that's even below the table, you'll be surprised that at the end of the day, no matter what they have played, they might not win the match. Things like that always happen, and it's always very, very surprising to people that how come this team don't have injuries, the players don't have injuries, and they couldn't beat a team that is very lesser to them on the table. So at the end of the day, if you pick a straight winning for them, they might actually lose the match, and by the way, lose your earned money. But if you want to be consistent and you always want to be winning all your matches, what you need to do is this. And this is where I'll be revealing the biggest secret on how to always win. How to always win your bet. It will be very, very rare for you to lose while you are using this method. Reason is this. If you combine them together, at least your ROI should be okay for you. It's better to make some profits than losing your stake and losing your money at the end of the day. So what I will always advise is, if you have teams that you believe will be able to do well and do very lovely and do perform very well with you, and you have the order they have been given, all you have to do is let's go through this list here. This is the match that they played on 1st of October. Let's go over and see. I want to look for a big upset that you'll be surprised at. Why would this team lose? I'm trying to consider it. Look at this. Let's consider this division Professional Clasara in Bolivia. If you look at the matches here, we have Bolivar versus Independiente Petrolero. Look at this. The odd for Bolivar is 1.14. The draw odd is 8.00. While the away win is 21.00. Those are the odds that are given for this thing. Now let's dive into it and see the statistics for this. When I enter it, you see now we have Bolivar Independiente Petrolero. Now look at it. This is their league, main league, not even a segunda league. Segunda in those languages mean like the second division. This is the main league, not even the segunda league. Now let's go over here. When I click on the standings that they have here, look at the standings now. The person topping the table is the strongest. They played 19 games, they had 45 points. Bolivar have played 20 games, they have 45 points. So if you check the percentage of winning, at least they have, when you are considering their winning rate is very, very high. They are on the second position on the table, sharing let's say them and they and the strongest are on the same point. and they were playing Independent Petrolero, who is on the 12th on the table with 20 points after playing 19 games. Can you see the difference now? Now, let's check their form of the two teams. Now, Bolivar is currently on 11 points, while Independent is currently on 5 points. If you look at this now, Bolivar know how to score goals. Look at this. They have average of 2.0 goals in the last 5 games. That's 10 goals and they conceded 2. While Independent Petrolero had 5 goals and conceded 6 goals. If you look at this, you'll see that there's a big difference in both teams, because if you look at the odds that they are giving, if you check the start and everything, you will know that this is a very good match for Bolivar to win. And you should not be expecting anything less than 3-0. But look at the scoreline. The scoreline here is just 0-0. There's those kind of upsets that happen in football. And this is the reason why I'll be sharing you the strategy that I believe will solve the problem that we have now. You understand? And the main reason why I'm putting this strategy at the end of the video is because I want you to watch the video right from the onset and watch it till when you finish it, so that you'll be convinced of how to pick your games in order to be profitable at the end of the day. Now, let's check their home record for Bolivar. When I click on the home record, you see they are doing very well on home record. They played 11 games, they are at 26 points. Look at the away form of Independiente Petrolero. Imagine they played 9 games, they only had 2 points. I want to believe that the 2 points they had is even maybe 2 draws. And let's finally check the H2H for these two teams. The H2H these days, Bolivar home. Look at their record when they are playing Independent. If at least they played 2 times and Bolivar won the 2 times, they won 3-1, they won 1-0. But the last time they played 0-0. Who would have expected that? Now let's check the away record of Independiente Petrolero. Look at it now. They've been losing their matches for a long time. And why in God's sake would they draw with this Bolivar, who is a top team? Now finally, let's check the start of the match. Look at the match. Bolivar had 65% possession. Independent Petrolero has 35% possession. Look at the goals attempt, 24. The opponent had 8 shot on goal hits, and they couldn't convert any of those shot on goals, shot on targets that they had in that match. Can't you somehow something is somehow you'll be skeptical about how could this happen? Even if while you place your bet on this kind of game, you will not be settled. You'll be looking, how come even ordinary one goal you couldn't score? Who does this? How can it be this? Look at this. They tried, they played 7 corners, they outclassed them, but at the end of the day, they couldn't score even just a goal. And when you are considering bet, when you pick a straight winning for bet, what we are considering here is straight winning, a win. All these statistics of 65% possession, shot on goal, all those things don't matter. The most important thing is get the 3 points. Getting the 3 points is the most important thing to do. Just get the 3 points. So this is what I'm considering, and there is a reason why I'll be sharing that huge secret on how to always beat the bookmaker, no matter how smart they do. And I'm not saying it's 100% sure, but I can tell you that if you do your analysis well, you study everything that you need to study, definitely you always have success with this strategy. That's why you have to watch the video right from the onset, from the beginning that I started up to this moment, so that you get all the styles, the skills, the stats that you need to check before you place your bet. Now, here comes the secret that is very big that I need to share with you. The secret is, no matter the team you are picking, if you want to always have profit on your betting, if you want to be among the 5% that are successful in football betting, no matter the team you are picking to win, at the end of the day, there's always an option to pick. When you are playing, the traditional option is win, draw, home win, draw, and away win. That's 3. When I base it on percentage, that's 3.3% that you will win your match if you pick home win out of all those traditional style of betting of home win, draw, and away win. That's like 3%. Now I want to reduce it to 50% chance of winning your bet. You understand? I want to reduce the 50% chance of choosing winner. So whenever this kind of scenario happens, for example, if you have done your analysis well and you're doing well with it and you're okay with after checking the forms where they are on table, are they motivated? Hope they don't have players that are injured. Hope the team is playing well. It's not that they don't like their coach, they want to put their coach under the boss, like the popular saying. If they are motivated and they have a target, definitely that team will play with their lives and they will never want to lose. Now, let me give you an example on this. This is the bet I want you to pick. For example, now look at this. Let me go to a popular league to consider so that we'll be on the safer side. So I will not be skeptical on how it's going. I'm scrolling. Okay, let's always go for the option of draw no bet versus Wolves. Western versus Wolves. Now, if you look at the odds that they give Western versus Wolves, you see, when you check out the odds here, you see the straight win for them to win is 2.05. And these are different odds for overs, handicap, and all those things. So the main thing I want you to be considering is handicap 0 for that particular team you want to pick. And here's the handicap 0 for here. Here it is 1.50. And this handicap 0 is simply as draw no bet for the team you want to win. The team that you have done your analysis on that you want to win. You want them to win. Consider draw no bet. Draw no bet is the best thing for you to place. So that if anything happens, just as the case of Bolivar that couldn't win the other time, if anything like that happens again, you'll be rest assured that at the end of the day, you will get your stake back. And this is one of the secrets that the bookmakers will never want you to know. You understand? So at the end of the day, it's a 50-50 thing. You will not lose your money to the bookmaker and you will not win something. But if you pick this game as a parlay, as an accumulator, other teams that you have picked that will have won will still give you profits on whatever stake. So, for example, now look at another upset that happened here between Liverpool and Brighton. Although Liverpool has been struggling this season, you understand, but Brighton too, they have been brilliant. They are doing well. Look at them here. Liverpool was giving 1.50 odd and Brighton 6.50. Assuming you picked Liverpool to win and they couldn't win, that means you have lost your money. But assuming you pick them as draw no bet, they drew, you get your stake back. So it's a win-win situation at the end. Because I wouldn't want you to be losing your money to the bookies. And this is one of the secrets the bookies would never want you to know. And they don't have an option with it. So when you're considering a top team will always want to win all matches. But there are some scenarios that will happen that winning will never happen. And that's the reason why I give you an example of what happened in Bolivia. When Bolivia had 1.114 and they couldn't win their matches. No matter the chances they created, they couldn't win their match. You understand? So at the end of the day, for you to be even, you taking that draw no bet for that particular team, you always do well with it. You always do well with it. Now, the last strategies I'll be considering before the video ends is this. In football match or in football matches that are being played all over the world, one thing that is very, very important is this. There was a time in Premier League when Liverpool and Man City, they were both running for the Premier League title. If I could remember vividly, I think the only matches that both of them lost, maybe they lost two matches or something. So, and for a team or teams to have lost just 2 matches out of all the matches, all the 38 matches that they play in Premier League, you believe that they did wonderfully well and they were very, very okay with what they did. Now, home advantage in football is very, very important. Home advantage in football is very, very important. The home is a fortress for some teams. You hardly beat them on their home soil because they will fight, their fans will be there cheering them up. They want to lose their reputation in front of their fans, so they will play with all their might. You understand what I'm saying? They'll play with all their might. They wouldn't want to lose match on their home. So if you are the type that is very bent on making profits every time on sports betting, always focus on home teams. Always focus on home teams. So you'll be rest assured that no matter what happens, the least that you can get is draw. And when you apply the tactics that I told you to apply, which is draw no bet, definitely you will not lose your bet. What are the advantages of picking a team? Possibility is this. For example, assuming Manchester United is traveling to London, that is even short. In some leagues, they might have to travel like 5 hours on the air before they get to that particular stadium that they're going to play. Now, you need to consider some things. You need to consider the fatigue that the players will have. You need to consider that they are going to play on a particular stadium that they are not conversant with. You understand? And they are going to play in a place where the weather is different from where they are coming from. You understand? So sometimes those kind of things limit the ability of away teams to win. So all those things you need to consider them. But for me, the way I place my bet is I place for profits. I don't place for fun. I always want to win my bet 100%. That's why I'm advising you now, take this deal, stick with your home teams, always allow them to play, draw no bets, do your analysis well, make sure everything is set. Don't rush, take what you can afford to lose, you understand, and place your bets. And last thing, let me remind you of another thing again. If you are very sure of a particular thing, always go at the 9 minutes, always check their dropping odds. There's an app that you can do that. I showed you earlier on. That's the SofaScore app, where you can always do that and check the SofaScore. So you check the dropping odds. Let me minimize this so you see what I mean by so when you come to the option here, dropping odds, you check if that particular team is not doing well or is trying to drop some odds that could be dangerous for you. Whenever you see dropping odds that is there, run. There's always another team to pick. You understand? And I hope you enjoy my video. Please do not forget to smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, share our video, share it to your friends, let it reach a wider audience. The more you like our video, the more you share it, the more popular the channel becomes. And I promise to always give you nice videos that will ensure that you make money while placing bets, because I can't be sporting betting as a business. You understand? We are investing, so definitely we need to make money from it. You understand? We are not doing it for fun. And sport is very, very, very interesting. Yeah, like I say, sometimes they say food is life. I believe sport too is life. All right, thanks you for watching up. And I'll be back with another banking video that always make you money on sports bet. Thank you and take care. Bye bye.